Hi,
Hi.
Tal and Karin.
Hi.
I'm so excited to have you
Hi.
here.
Same.
Thank you.
So
Both of
excited
you.
to be here.
Such a great idea, actually, to have you both here.
So happy we're here.
And
Was your idea?
Kind of.
Okay.
let me start with, first of all, I hosted Tal already on my podcast.
That's
and
right.
you all send me so many messages. She's amazing. Wow, inspiration, because they loved your journey and the way you
Thank
like
you.
delivered it.
Thank you.
I feel like so many people are having these challenges with, relationships when one of the, change and then the other spouse is like behind, whatever. So you help them really understanding that it's their responsibility and don't force your situation on the other people. And like you made it sound very easy
Thank you.
and
Yes.
clear. So
Yes,
thank you.
Absolutely.
Now I want to hear Karin. Hi,
Ma
who
Karin.
are you? Tell us a little bit about yourself. For those who don't know, although I think every Israeli that lives in America knows who you are.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
At this point.
Yeah,
No,
because
you-
they all
you'll
see
be
your
s-
video and you made them all laugh and smile at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah, I hope it's a blessing to be able to make people laugh and forget about reality, especially now. But
Yeah.
you'd be surprised that no, not everyone. Ani Karin. I am a mother of 3, and I'm.
I look
Tal's
like I'm
neighbor.
12, but I'm not.
Oh, toda. I'm not sure about that either. I'm Tal's neighbor.
Has
and
been a neighbor
good friend for a long time.
We're moving
many years.
together.
Yes. Someone above wants us together all the time.
How did you get into this world? Like social media, making people laugh, smile. How do you even know that you have it in you? Like you were always... When did you start?
So I'm an actress
Oh, okay.
originally. That's what I did in Israel
Mm.
before I moved here. And I didn't want to move here. I didn't want to move to New York City. But I met who is today my husband and the father of my children in a bar, in a pickup bar actually in Tel Aviv. And he was like, anyway, after dating for long time, he was like, I'm here. And you have your entire career open. Come try to do it in New York City. I was like, Toda.
No.
I'm good. I loved living in Tel Aviv. I had my own apartment. I was walking to the beach. I was walking to the theater where I was working. But I said, okay, you know what? This relationship has something I need to try. I moved. The relationship really worked, but
I guess.
my relationship in New York City didn't really work.
Really?
But yeah, so
At the beginning.
many years. So
Oh,
a
wow.
lot of the topics that I create funny content today,
From challenging moments you had.
it's from many years of real struggle and real challenge.
Wow.
And so now we watch those characters in my videos struggle, and it's funny because you make it funny. But in the moment,
It wasn't
I was
funny at all.
literally, for many years, I couldn't, I missed my career a lot. I missed myself because I wasn't myself here in New York. I wasn't myself. And
You felt like you had to act to
I
like
was-
relate to them. And
I felt like I lost my mojo.
hmm
Like I used to go to Israel for vacations, and I was back myself again for a month, and then I came here, and I felt it
Yeah.
draining out in the first like week or two,
Mhm.
and
You were
It took
probably
me-
living from like one vacation to the next.
I
Like
was.
one visit.
I
in
was.
Israel
That's how
to
we
the
all
next.
have it. When we go to Israel, we feel
For
like
sure.
alive.
Alive.
I'm so happy. And then we
Okay.
come back, something is like
100%.
shutting down.
Yes.
It's like,
For
it's
sure.
בעברית אומרים
For
יש
sure.
ירידה רוחנית.
כן.
Like
נכון.
spiritually, but it was more than that. It was more than that because I was missing something. I was missing a huge connection, and because I wasn't myself, I couldn't find my people. I couldn't find what I like to do. I couldn't find sisters, like really good friends that I can be myself with. And I don't know, it's just energetically, I was in constant search, not only for things I love and connect with, mostly with myself.
Right.
And I'm someone who is, well, I'm not datiya, but I am was always very connected.
right. Spiritually. You're more, you have it. Yeah.
But and still, it's like it was a long journey, But
So when did it change? You had a few very, very hard years where you searched and looked for like who you are in this place, and when did that change and you found?
I guess when Hashem decided it's time. I am very stubborn. And
I'll tell you why I'm asking, because there's a lot of Israelis who move here and they're in the still same situation where they don't find themselves and they feel like they have to act, and the culture is so different.
Yes.
It's hard.
I used to come back some nights home looking at myself, because we used to live in the city, so you get in the elevator for 30 floors.
Right.
And I used to look at myself at the mirror and say, especially in the first few years, I would get in the elevator, look at myself and say, who the fuck were you? Slicha, you beep it. But that's because...
Maybe I won, because the first time, it's interesting. You're the first one that said it, actually. So maybe...
I used to look at myself in the mirror and say, who the fuck were you this whole
She had to
day?
say it again.
Because
She had to
it's
say it again,
not
for sure.
on.
Because I'm not...
I love her.
You can beep. Because I couldn't recognize myself for real.
Right.
When I was when I had to speak English, when I was...
So you took this and you
Because you
turned
have
it
to
into, like,
reinvent
your
yourself,
humor.
so-
and I have
yeah.
a video about this, actually,
It's amazing.
now. But it took, for the journey, you asked for other Israelis or for other people who are looking for themselves here. Just don't stop looking. Like, there wasn't any trick or...
Also, like, make peace with the fact that you're living here. Like, you're
Yes.
not moving back to Israel, so make it work. Find a way
well,
to
I
make
can't
it. That's
say
what you
I'm
did.
not moving
In
back.
time.
No, but
And
I'm saying
time
right
also.
now, you're not planning to
Yeah.
moving back in the next few
Right.
months, right? Hopefully not.
No.
So, great. So, make it work.
Yes.
Like, if you keep looking back, you're never going to find your place here. If you keep, like, one day I'm going to be back in Israel. Right now, you're wasting your time. So, while you're here, just find what to do that makes you happy.
It's really easy to say, really hard to do.
Yeah.
Right? But
Really
that's
hard
what
to
we
do.
all did. It wasn't easy for any of us.
Right.
But
Not all of us know what we want to do. Moving, leaving.
why we don't know? Because we're not connected to ourselves. If you're really connected to yourself, you really know.
But sometimes we don't know how to connect to ourselves.
Right? So that's the thing. That's what we're working on.
But this
And
is
that's
time
what
and
I'm
work.
saying. Just
and-
don't stop looking.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't stop. I knew I was looking for what that is the thing that I would
Right.
make me happy,
You
and I
didn't
want
stop
to
looking.
do.
That's what you're saying.
13 years.
Wow.
Shamat?
Wow.
If there's one thing, by the way,
Wow.
that I can say about you, and I always...
It's a great
like,
story of not giving up. 13
it's
years. and then just
amazing.
found-
And if one thing is very big on the way, like in the way you did it, that sometimes you accepted the imperfection throughout the day, throughout the way, until you got to that point
Yeah.
where you nailed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember being, we've been, I've
Yeah.
been part of this journey. She's been part of my journey for many years. So from being this close friend who observed, I always said, it's like, wow, you know that it's not there yet, but you keep on trying. And you
Right.
really nailed
That's
it.
the
I
secret.
remember one
It's beautiful.
conversation. So we know each other for like 10 years, give or take. And so Tal knew me when I had zero mojo, like I had no spark.
True.
I have to say,
I can't even imagine.
I
that.
felt
like,
True.
I can't even
I
imagine
was
you
so
without
boring.
a spark.
Yeah.
Chaim sheli.
No,
I was
not
so
boring, but you were parve.
Parve.
That's the word.
Can-
Yes, yes.
No
Yeah.
way.
And then slowly, I guess, I gained it. I gained myself back.
Maybe you hide it. Like,
And
it
I
wasn't-
remember one conversation after we moved to Jersey. We moved on the same week,
Oh, wow.
not planned at all. And
Yeah.
and like maybe 6 months or much, because after we were living in Jersey, Tal came to me.
You just
For-
had your baby.
No, after that, you came one time.
Okay.
We were just the two of us in the kitchen, middle of the day. I don't know where the kids were. And
Oh,
it
I
was
did
middle of
a
the week. And
Pantry
we were,
makeover.
yeah, she did my pantry makeover and we were filming it. And then I guess I was a little bit funny. And she looked at me. It's that funny, not
And I
haha,
said,
not
wow,
cra-"
you're so funny.
She said, "You're funny?
Wow.
That's so weird. I
Yeah.
didn't know I didn't know you're funny." And it hit me. Like,
And
I
like,
said,
okay, I'm funny. Let's do it.
No, I knew I was funny.
Cal, you have the credit. You
I
found
knew
her.
I
Again.
was funny,
Wow.
but because she told me I did, and she's close to me, and she doesn't know I'm funny. Nobody knows I'm funny. Nobody
Wow.
knows that I'm
Right.
You have it in you.
Who am I? Like what I like to do, what I'm good at. אף אחד, nobody knew. So it's I mean,
Wow.
if I could wait 13 years and keep trying, and it's funny because I was that person 15 years ago in Israel. Everybody knew I'm funny. Everybody knew I'm an actress. Everybody knew I'm talented. Everybody knew I'm
right. But you had to go through this journey through
You
this
have to
pain
reinvent
find,
yourself
Yeah.
when you're, when
Yeah.
you're moving, relocating.
It's really
You can't
developing your
expect to be the
personality
same.
more.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's not always like that for everyone. Some people have it easier. Some people have it harder. And some people just keep
Well, it's their journey, but I feel
working
like
in the same direction. But for me, it was a long birth, but it was rebirth. It was a long
Right.
But a beautiful
13-year of pregnancy. But sometimes it's
it is what it is, and it's our choice how to react to them. Like, listen, this is our journey. I'm sure you learned so much
I did.
through the way, and
And
you appreciate it even more
I
now.
appreciate it now.
Right.
It was
And I'm sure you're humble
Hard.
about it, and you're
Yeah.
a different person. Maybe if you wouldn't be gone through all this pain, maybe you
Yeah.
would. You know what I'm saying? So also
Yeah.
with myself, every challenge I'm going through, I'm like, okay, I needed to go through this.
Yeah.
I needed to, Tal.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry. I wanted to ask you. Sorry, go ahead.
What did you want to ask me?
I wanted to ask you, how was relocating for you? Just those like
For me,
first...
it was I relocated when I was like 20 years old with a baby.
Wow.
I got married when I was 18,
wow.
very young. Yeah, and I had
Wow.
a baby right after.
But
And-
did you
Listeners
want? But
know
did you
that?
want to like?
What?
Did
Your
you?
listeners know that.
Yeah, they hear all the.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
beautiful.
so we came from nothing. We started at a basement, young couple, no money, no language, no background, nothing. We literally started like from sleeping in the floor.
So why?
And then I always wanted to live here. My
Okay.
parents are divorced, so my father lives here. He's a pilot, and I used to come every year to visit him. And every time I landed here, I felt like something is opening for me. I felt like there was like the shefa, like
Yes.
I don't know. And when I got married, I didn't have a degree because I can't sit on my tuches and beep, learn. I can't. It wasn't for me. So I was like, I don't have a degree. What I'm going to do in Israel? Like, where I'm going to work? What's the future for me here? I felt like very, very, it was very hard. So I told Ezra, he has an American citizenship, במקרה. And I told him, listen, why we can't just move? Let's start from scratch here. And I'm sure it's going to be better than here. He's like, what? Let's do it. So we just did it. We didn't ask
Amazing.
anyone. We didn't tell anyone. We just like,
You just
moving.
came.
How old
Yeah.
is the baby now?
Yeah, it was the baby's now 12.
12.
The baby's now 12. I
That was
love
the
it.
first time that I took a decision and I realized what is it to take a decision without seeking for like approval or permission.
It's
or
just having a trust.
Yeah,
in
just
the
having
process.
a trust in myself and
And
God.
Hashem, and that's it.
And that was the best decision we ever did because we started from scratch, but we've been through so much and we developed ourselves. Now, thank God, we're doing good.
It's
something-
amazing. I love what you said, that like something, when you're here, something opens up for you in
Yeah.
such a way. And I feel exactly
You
the
have to
same.
go to a place
exactly
where you
the
feel
same.
something is opening up, that it's good for your soul. You have to.
Even
And I
on
felt
even
this.
on my spiritual journey, by the way,
Right.
becoming religion here, I always say that I could have never been the Jew that I am here in
No.
Israel. Never, probably.
No, because again, you have
Because
here
you
the
have that
ability more
space.
to choose. You see more types of religion. You can connect easier.
And you have a space to just
You have the space
be,
for it, right? How did
So-
it work for you? And I want to hear also how did it affect your friendship? How does it work? Like, what has changed? Because I know for me, you scream at me when I don't bench, when I don't
Don't say that. Oh my God.
She's saying she's just
I'm
saying
saying the truth. You don't say she scares
I'm
me.
trying to
She is
be...
our teacher. She's our rabbi now.
No, Ezra is the rabbi.
Ezra also, but Ezra gave up on me. You didn't.
We always say every time we meet is a podcast in and of itself, and every time we meet with Ezra is a
Wow,
Torah lesson.
She and Ezra, no, you don't understand.
Torah lesson. It's a Torah class. Give it to me. Just give it to me.
They don't stop.
Why
I
don't
know.
you like it?
Because it's late. I want to sleep in my car.
No, it's
I don't
not
wanna
that.
hear-
You don't. Why?
But you
why does
slept
she
in
have
the car back
למה
then.
היא צריכה לתת לך להרביץ בתורה? Why? What's?
Because like I'm spaced out. I'm very spiritual. I'm very connected. I'm very religious. But like when you grow up like that, you sometimes forget, you know, you take water, you don't know, whatever.
Don't you know that Balei Tshuva are just a little bit more
she just
strict?
learns everything.
So
they're very,
I have
very
to tell
like...
you guys said if you feel a connection to a place, you should move to it. And it's exactly the opposite of what I felt. I felt zero connection to this place.
Right.
That I shouldn't move to it. That it's not my place. That like my neshama is screaming. She wants back home.
Wow.
And
but that's why it was hard for you because you resisted it.
So if I had to listen to my gut, and I really tried to listen to my gut, I should have like run back home, like run away, like run for my save my life. But
love wins.
One good friend of mine, one of my besties. So one huge reason, one of the reasons that was super hard for me to leave Israel was my besties. So I have many besties from first grade.
It makes me feel so special when you say that.
Right.
But you have many
You're just
besties.
one of like a million.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nothing.
No, but I'm talking about my Israeli friends from before.
I just
She
had to
knows how to
say.
get
From
away
first-
with it. Like, no.
From first grade.
Okay.
Okay? You
Okay.
grew up in
Okay.
Haifa. I'm in Zion. And so my best friends, we like grew up together, and we're more than sisters. And she told me when I was struggling with moving, and she told me, listen, this person is not only it could be the love of your life, but this person is could be your children. Like, and she shifted the way. That's why I'm still
Like you
so
thought about
connected
it.
to my childhood besties. Like,
Right.
but taboo,
amazing.
like we're still every day, every single day.
Everyone's going to understand what you said now. Taboo. Everyone. It's like a very common
Common
name.
word.
Yeah.
Poopik.
Common, yeah.
Is poopik better?
Oh, okay.
Poopy.
Okay.
Taboo.
Poopik is Yiddish, no?
Lo.
Okay.
I don't know
I just made it up.
You don't know how? You don't
I just
know.
made it up.
No,
but
I
it
don't
could
know
be
Yiddish.
it
You
could
know
be
what?
mushroom.
You look at me like I don't know Yiddish.
You're
I'm
Hasidish
religious.
and you don't know
I'm not
Yiddish.
Hasidish. I'm
Haredi.
religious.
No, you're Haredi. No?
Haredi. I hate this
No?
word. I don't know. Religious.
So you're from. Yalla.
Yeah.
From.
She needed a sticker.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ken, so if I had to like, so that's why I went for it, because she kind of shifted the way I think. But
So again, like you're saying, it's all in your mind. Once you shifted this for you, then it felt different and you wanted to try
there
more.
was zero connection to the place.
Now you feel like
Rega,
more
but
connection?
now I'm just thinking about something because
now
you
I have
said
a lot of connection.
you said something so powerful about ירידה רוחנית.
Yeah.
There is, you say לעלות לארץ because there is a
נכון.
spiritual incline, and then when you leave Israel,
לרדת.
it's then
ירידה
לרדת
מהארץ.
מהארץ, it's ירידה.
But
And
you guys didn't feel that.
okay, but you, I don't know about Chaya, sorry, but you said you're not a datiya, but you're just very connected.
But I'm like I am.
No, but you were very connected. You went to Asharov back then before I even know who he was.
That's another thing I wanted to mention. You guys said you found the connection here, and you said probably more than you would in Israel.
Yeah.
And
For you, it was the
also
opposite.
that I felt way more connected. I was already like I used to go to Torah lessons once or twice a week.
Wow.
As a Tel Avivian,
It's huge.
as
Right.
it
No, it's amazing.
with my besties, like
Wow.
we loved it, and study Torah. I was always connected since a little. I didn't grow up in a religious home. My mom,
Mind you.
my mom is Masordit because I'm Mod Israeli,
Yeah.
but not religious, and I was always felt connection ומשיכה ברח לי.
Connected.
לא.
Attracted. No,
Attracted. I always had an
Attracted.
attraction since I was a
believe
little girl.
I said the word. I can't believe it.
תודה.
Yeah.
That's it. You're
Okay.
American.
You can speak English like really well, and then you lose a word.
Of course.
Every time it happens. Also in Hebrew, I lose words.
נכון. Anyway,
it's just
so
being a
so
mom.
I felt so connected to everything. Everything. But at the time I moved here, everything, every aspect for me was better in Israel. Like all the signs were like, what are you doing? And the only thing that was here was this guy. It wasn't even my husband.
Right.
And we didn't even spend
How many years you were together?
16.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. You see, so it worked. It
So
was
it
worth
worked.
it.
And it's, I mean, kind of
Did it affect your relationship while you were struggling here?
Ken.
Yeah? You
How
felt like,
could it not? I mean, we were still good. But if you're,
do you feel like he
most of
helped
the
you
time, you're
going through this?
if you're not yourself,
Right.
and you feel sad, I'm not a sad person at all. You know, I'm a very positive person. I was still positive, but for me,
But you lost your center for a little bit.
And then you came back.
And then
And
you came
mojo.
back, which is so beautiful.
What do you feel like spirituality helps you now connect better? Like, what do you...
All the work that I put in all these years, learning
Wow.
what is the connection, knowing how to listen to the sound, to the signs, how to see them, how
Right.
to recognize them and understand that.
So do the inner work
This is
versus the outside.
השגחה פרטית.
Right.
So I did a lot of, so I started learning back in Tel Aviv, I don't know, 17, 18 years ago. So I was,
I know I keep hitting the mic.
It's amazing. You know why? Because I want to show people. I told you, I have a lot of like, you know, not religious clients, and you know me. I hang a lot with, you know,
You're
not
connected to
religious
many
at all,
people,
and they're like her, and they're so connected, and they're so spiritually, and their values are amazing. So it's important for me to show such a person. You know, it opens your eyes and it makes you to look at their person's soul and not like the way they dress. Not the way, it doesn't matter. It's all symbols. I mean, it's whatever. If you do it, then it's your journey. Fine. It's fine.
100%.
But it's not our place. It's not our place to judge.
Oh.
It's not our place.
100%.
It's our place to look at your soul and connect to each other's, you know, personality and values. And she's such a great example. Like, she sits here and she talks about השגחה פרטית and learning Torah. I'm like,
oh yeah,
with,
you know,
you can say,
and
with
you know
a
how
crop top.
you know how many religious people
with a crop top, the belly out.
Hello?
Say it.
The
Say
pupik
it.
is out.
With you.
One of my good friends about 3 years ago, because they keep a lot of time people, because, you know, I do Birkot HaShachar, I do Netilat Yadayim.
fun.
I do a lot of the things, but I'm still...
How do you say fine English? Like, what's the...
Bern.
I'm better than you?
You
No,
know,
but
like it's
amazing.
also the level.
Also, it shows that
of-
everyone can be connected. You
Everyone
don't have to
can be
change who you are.
connected.
People are
So-
scared to like, oh, religion, it means I'm going to change the way I
But
look.
religion is a
the-
very harsh word.
The
Right.
titles are the problem.
ruining
So
us.
she told
Right.
me, I'll say it in Hebrew because there's no other way to say it in English. I'll try maybe. She said, at
Who is she?
Mat, דתי לפי דעתי.
דתי לפי דעתי. Love it.
And
It's
I
like
know.
religious
And
as per my opinion.
It was
That's the translate,
religion
no?
whenever
Like however
I'm
I-
religious with whatever feels
Right. for me.
whatever I like, but
Yeah.
not everything.
Right.
And she said it in a way that was like judging. But
Who is she? You're not talking about me.
לא, חברה מישראל.
Your friend. Okay.
My
'cause
friend
you
from
said
Israel.
this. You pointed at it.
And I looked at her and I said,
I
you know
would
what?
never say that.
Yes, that's exactly what I
Dati
am.
lefi dati.
But not in a
Okay,
judging way,
here,
in
but-
like the
but-
best way possible.
By the
right?
way, here like when I reconnected with
Do you think religious
with-
people that are completely religious, they don't make mistakes? They're like 100% religious. Like everyone,
course.
even they look like it, doesn't mean they're better than you. Doesn't mean
No,
they're
of
connected more than
course.
you. So who are we to judge?
It's the
I am
level.
going
It's the
through my
level.
journey.
Of
I want to dress like this. I choose it. I don't look at other people who are not like me less.
But
less connected or less
but
religious.
the problem I feel like most people that look and dress like me a lot of the times don't do many of the mitzvah or the practice things that they would actually they do feel connected to or attracted to, because I don't go under the definition of the
Right,
people,
the
or I
title.
don't look like the people who do. Okay, so I also go to the mikvah.
Wow.
I've been doing it many years.
Isn't it amazing?
Many
It's
years. I
amazing.
love it. I love it. It always felt to me like lighting Shabbat candles.
Are you posting about it?
Can.
Oh, yeah?
Can all the time.
That's amazing.
And I actually, so I didn't go to the mikvah many years.
No, anytime.
I didn't go to the mikvah many years, but then I went back to the mikvah, and I was it was like, I don't know, a year ago. And I was, debating whether or not to post it on my stories. Because it's supposed to be a private moment, right? It's like I'm showing off, or I want everyone to see that I'm going to.
You're an example.
It felt like
inspiring.
but I felt like I'm maybe using it. And I don't want, I was afraid to use it in a bad way to like, look at me, I'm going to I didn't want to
actually see it as a great
But
example.
if you inspire only one woman
That's
that actually went, this is Olam Umlo.
But I only realized that after I posted because I saw the reaction. But while I was in the mikveh, I was
sense.
like, I don't want to. It's not, look. It's not another story that, look at me, my new jeans, or I'm having drink with my friends.
It's much deeper than that.
It's deeper, and I didn't want to use it. I didn't want to. I didn't want to spoil the moment.
Yeah.
Like such a pure moment.
But it gives so much inspiration. And I'll tell you the truth. Since Tal screamed at me the last time that I drank without making a bracha.
No, but don't say that.
No, but it's a good thing.
It's
Every time I drink water now, I remember
it's
because of you.
Okay,
That just like religious for 2 years.
I feel like when I remind you, I remind myself.
No. But you made me because of your like pureness. You're so pure. That was so
I'm like
cute
a baby.
of you.
I'm excited about everything.
Every time I drink, I'm like, oh, 1 second, let me wait. Let me have, and it's because of you.
Thank
even
you.
like sometimes you get inspiration from like these, I don't have to know you for long. You don't have to be my Rebbitzin to get an inspiration.
Right.
Yeah. So the comments
we have. It's so
but
important.
also is to understand that everybody is we're on a journey. I remember at the time, I don't know, 2 years ago, that we were driving on Shabbat still, but we went to shul every Shabbat. Like I would say I keep Shabbat, but I drive. Like there's always this place where you're at that is probably on a way to, like in my head, if I had to guess, I'm probably, I don't know, but if I have to predict, maybe what if in 10 years you're going to be like completely religious and Shomer Shabbat? Maybe not. I don't know. But what I'm trying, you,
probably.
Like you're so connected. In a way, I see it sometimes.
Don't forget that
by the way, I had a
been
dream
this way, like now, for 20 years.
It doesn't matter. I've been walking around with a mini skirt.
You live the moment. You try your best. You don't know what's going to happen. I remember the moment you called me, like, Chaya, it's the first Shabbat that we didn't drive. I remember that.
Yeah.
Or a guy, whatever.
Yeah.
I was so happy. I was like, you take it as it goes. You don't know. You're not have anxiety about it. You're just like trying your best. And you take it as it goes.
Exactly.
You go with
and it's also, you can't do it all.
Right.
Like, it really not
it's not
a
good
very
to do it all.
healthy.
That's why she's very balanced. A lot of
exactly.
Chazim very extreme. She takes it very balanced.
I think she's really the key is to be you, is to do you, to be you, to be connected to you, and don't do stuff because you're supposed to,
right?
And also don't not do things because
you're a certain way already.
You're not whatever. Because a lot of the comments when I went to the mikveh, it's like, you go to the mikveh?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Are you religious? Do you keep nida? No, we don't keep nida. Like we sleep in the same bed. Lo yodat.
I'm saying
again. I've been doing that. I've been the same way.
I'm just saying, you're on your way. Like this is your journey.
Rega, for the people who are listening,
of Israel,
you don't have to be on your way. This is also could push people. Because if I start now, it means that every time I have to do more.
Level.
By the way, for 7 years, my tshuva process, like until I reached only September, like basically, I'm thinking maybe like
took your time.
It took me
step by step.
It's not even been a year that I have it. Like I stopped driving to shul. Actually, we did. I stopped driving on Shabbat. Last Shavuot, we did at your house. You remember the first time I walked home and not driving? It was Chag, and I was walking with my daughter, with Yuli, from your house.
And one day I'm going to tell you.
It hasn't even been a year.
So imagine one day I'll tell you, Tal, you have to do this. You go, oh, you're overwhelmed.
No, but I'm saying something else.
Not at all.
Not even take it slowly. Not even take it step by step.
Just take it.
Take it kacha. Flat.
100%.
You don't. The fact that you are doing 3 mitzvahs now, it doesn't mean that next year you'll do 4.
In and of itself is huge.
You know how parents sometimes when their kids bale tshuva, chozrim b'tshuva, they're like they see their kids. Oh my God, they're starting to do this. They're starting to do that. In 4 years, they'll be completely religious, and we're gonna lose them.
Mm-hmm.
Some people even think those things about themselves. Wait, if I start now lighting Shabbat candles, or going to the mikveh. Where will I be in 5 years? Same place.
Right. Same
It
place,
doesn't mean
100%.
I've been this way for 20
You're an
years.
example. You could be
20
connected. You could do
years
this and
of
still be
the
who you
yes.
are.
And that's
And
it.
you could stay
Amazing.
like this forever.
Right.
Not only for
So,
but I'm
so
just saying
maybe-
everything can happen.
Yeah, right. If you feel like you want to go to the mikveh, go to the
If she'll
mikveh. It
feel
doesn't
she
mean
want to keep
anything
Shabbat,
about you.
she'll keep Shabbat.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing's stopping her, but she does
By the
whatever
way,
she
this was one of
feels
my
like.
biggest questions. I remember with my rabbitzin from the city that with Hannah she's like, just start with lighting Shabbat candles.
Right.
And I said, but Hannah, does it make sense like I'm lighting Shabbat candles and then I keep on with my day? And then it clicked for me. It changed the whole, like the entire, like it just changed the way it was for me. That every little thing that you
Counts.
do
Everything.
counts. Even a little bit of a Torah, like one page, one word.
אני רוצה
You know?
להתעכב, I wanna...
אני חולה על זה שהיא מכניסה מילים בעברית פתאום. I love it.
גם באינסטגרם שלי, ככה כבר רגילים אליי. I want to say, אני רוצה להתעכב on the word count. Count for what?
Counts
For who?
to plug for you.
For you.
Counts for you. I want to tell you that days that okay, so let's be realistic. We're moms, we juggle work, career, kids, and there are days that I don't even have time to breathe, and like I ran downstairs and I started like taking care of my kids, putting drop off this, that, and I didn't daven, right? I didn't do shacharit, not even birkot hashachar. In those days, I'm not connected. I'm not plugged in. It's like a phone
you
that
need to
hasn't
do it in
been
order to-
charged.
right.
So this is what I mean. Like, and even if I have 2 minutes, so I'll use those 2 minutes to do whatever I can.
Right, amazing.
And
Some mornings I only do netilat yadayim because it takes, 30 seconds?
of course.
But-
But it counts, meaning to elevate
Because-
your soul, to connect to the godly
you're a
light, to elevate the
spiritual-
physical
if
world.
you're a
you know?
spiritual person and you start your morning with spirituality,
It's amazing.
it's
The day looks different.
it's a game changer for you.
right.
100%.
I need
Yeah.
to start my day with a prayer, with like understanding that
Yeah.
I'm not in control. I'm going to do my part today. I'm going to do my best. And then I let go. There's someone above me that's taking care of me. It's
We were
such a
just talking
relaxing-
about it today.
It was amazing. It's amazing. Every day to start. Also, I do like חובת הלבבות, שער הביטחון.
שער הביטחון, of
You
course.
See,
learn
I
that,
don't even know
like,
what that is.
You do your part, which is the inner work and being a better person
most
and doing
beautiful
whatever you can, taking the action, but then you let go. It's amazing. You're like, oh, okay. Something like very relaxing. Also, it makes you like, the ego doesn't really take part of it. Because you understand,
That's
okay, you're
right.
doing your
You
part.
surrender.
Doing your best, you're surrendering.
Yeah.
And that's it. You're a nicer person. You're more kind. You take things more into like proportion. You're not like getting anxiety over, stupid thing. And you're just
Yeah.
So you do חובת הלבבות every day.
I do it every day. So I get a lot of messages. Oh, because of you, I started doing this.
It's
Maybe
amazing.
I will,
Today,
because I don't know what it is.
That's what I told you. Today I revisited something so
Why,
beautiful
Karin?
from
Oh my
חובת
God.
הלבבות.
It's
This is like next
the best
level.
meditation.
Best
Okay.
meditation.
Yeah.
Best. No, it's not you have to learn it. Like, what do you mean?
No,
best
but every
meditation?
day there's
it's like
a
mantra.
book. No,
It's
but
a
there's
mantra.
a book, very simple, very practical book that every day you could read like a chapter.
Something, yeah.
Like it says, like really to not stress out about anything.
So that's what I told you today.
And everything.
I revisited something. It's something that I learned in חובת הלבבות. It's the chapter 1. And it says that everybody has to lean on something. We talked about it. Everybody has to have faith in something. It's just a nature. This is the human nature.
Yeah.
And when we don't have this godly consciousness, and when we lack the connection to Hashem, we start relying on different things, different people, like local doctors,
and that's the worst.
And that's
because
exactly
they have a limit.
on science,
you
or
can't
this.
rely. We have to be connected to something that doesn't endless power. The Creator.
Yeah.
You can call it however you want, but we have to.
And you
otherwise-
apply it every day.
What?
You apply it into your work
Yeah.
and into your being every day. You can tell when you're so
you feel
connected
the energy.
and you feel the
the energy, like endless
It's a
energy.
different level
like no
of
limitation.
conversation.
You're just like a free spirit.
Yes.
Like, okay, whatever will be. I'm open.
And it helps you at work every
For
single day.
For sure. Well,
There's
people
like
feel the energy. People want a part of you because of who you are, not because of what you do. There's a lot of people who, do what we do.
I feel like a lot of people think that religion has a very bad PR, right?
For sure.
Yes.
The worst, probably.
I
That's
love
what we're
it.
trying. That's what we're
One
doing
of the
here.
worst.
Exactly.
Hello, that's shlichut. What we're doing here.
Yes.
Look, it's amazing. It's not so bad.
So
Yes, I love
very important thing
I'm
I
also
feel
talking
for
to
you.
people to understand is that you don't do it for anyone. Like
Right.
you,
Do for yourself, your quality of life.
God doesn't need us, kilo.
Right.
You're not doing it for anyone but yourself.
Exactly.
And it really being connected, being spiritual, understanding all those things, reading the signs, like we said, feeling like you're guided. And it's like, so many times I made a decision because I felt guided there, not necessarily because it was, because it made sense. Many times it didn't, but I felt guided there.
Right.
Not sure why, but I knew to follow that feeling. So bottom line, you connect, you start learning and doing all those things. You don't necessarily have to call it mitzvahs even for yourself.
Exactly.
But also, let's remember the Chaya grew up like this, and you and I, we had to find it. It's a different journey.
Like, can I
because
tell
we
you a
don't, we
secret?
didn't know anything
Even
else.
if you grew up religious, you still have to find it. You know how
Really?
many people
Wow,
that
tell me
grew
why.
up religious are not connected at all.
Yeah.
And it's funny because
It's more the habits.
I had a client who's very religious, and we spoke about business, and then he's like, I'm talking like, everything is from Shamayim, and I have my faith in this and whatever. He's like, can you leave God out of this business? I don't involve God in business. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I do it. I do it all the time. And he's like, the most religious, I'm like, it's not necessarily mean they're connected. They grew up like that. So they keep Shabbat, they go to shul,
Yeah.
and
So
there are
it's
a lot
very
of time they're busy with
practical.
how people is going to see them working Hashem.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like,
Of
what's the
course.
neighbor going to say? What she's
Of
going to... It's a
course.
competition
Oh.
inside them.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they're connected. So even if you're religious, you still have to search.
Interesting.
And you have to
Yeah.
find it.
You know what? You're right. You're right.
Even more. Because people expect you, you're religious. No, I also had to find it. Well, I was a little girl. I was a lot of time alone. I grew up to like divorced parents. I had to be with myself. I was very spiritual because I was looking for it. I spoke to Hashem all the time. But
You
Me
see, I
too.
never spoke to
All the
Hashem.
time.
I
all the
didn't know
time.
he existed.
Even in the car now,
All
I'm
the
driving. My
time.
kids are like, Ima, like, what's going on?
I
No,
didn't
I really
have it.
remember
I
scenes
didn't
as
have
a
it.
little girl going to bed at night, speaking, like
Wow,
knowing for
this is
a fact
amazing.
that someone that I speak and listens and replies in
Yeah.
my head, it
Oh,
replied
wow.
whatever it was.
You have to work
I
on
had
your
a
faith
very
constantly.
yeah.
Even if you're religious.
You have to work on
it.
your relationship
Because you
with
can keep
Hashem
Shabbat,
every,
you can keep
every time.
Kashrut, you
Of
can be
course.
very religious, but then you don't have faith in stuff, and you're afraid all the time, and you don't trust people. You don't trust yourself. You have to work on it. It doesn't
Because there is
matter.
a constant battle between your soul and
Right.
your physical body. In a
Right.
way, our
Right.
soul is enslaved in a physical body. We're bound to the senses, to the logic, to the way our brain operates.
Yeah.
And the soul is a free thing. And
Yeah.
once she's embodied in a body, so she's limited. So this is why we have to constantly elevate the physical and connect and plug in our
And
neshama.
spirituality all the time.
We have to. And it has to
Everywhere.
happen daily because it's like a muscle. We go to the gym every day.
Right.
It's the same thing.
Right? True.
if we want to maintain this state of yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Karin, what is your next dream to achieve here? You're doing retreats. You're doing a lot of beautiful yoga retreats.
במקרה יש לי תשובה.
Huh?
I have an answer. So I'm working on how would you call it? Like a one woman show.
Mm.
It's like
like a
how was
show.
it? Good.
Um,
One man show like ish.
yeah,
women.
it's not stand up comedy, but it's not. I wanna have my videos in there somehow. I want to tell my story. That's
Wow.
why I want to incorporate my videos.
You're talking about like physical events where you're gonna go on stage
Physical
and
events.
speak your story, but like
Yeah.
in a funny way.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't
So
it
when
amazing?
we can expect that?
I don't know. I'm looking for. So it's kind of almost completely written in Hebrew, but I want it in English,
You want to
and I need help writing.
nice.
Like I need someone
To help you write it.
Maybe I'll find through this. I need someone to help me
She
write.
needs somebody.
I need someone to help me write.
Yeah.
Someone
in English,
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you could start in Hebrew. I'm saying there's so many people that
Right.
would love. I
Right.
feel like the Israelis, you're right. You know, they a lot of people need help. They're just starting out.
Yeah.
They feel alone. Also, people that live here for a few years, they feel like they're not
נכון.
connected here, and they're
Right.
having a hard time. So when they have an opportunity to go to someone like you and hear you
Yeah.
out, that will give them a lot of strength
100%.
and
Yeah,
motivation. So I feel like that's your mission here.
Could be.
I don't know. I feel it. You have a mission here with
נכון.
women, with
I do.
Israelis. You have really something
do.
valuable to give them
Yeah.
from your pain, from your journey. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Tal, what is your next thing? You want to tell us
Wow.
about your jewelry a little bit? Because I stole 2 of them, and I'm not giving back, by the way.
Yeah, you're not giving
No,
it
I'm not
back?
giving back.
Every
'Cause it
time you
fits
see me,
if it
you
fits me,
take
then I'm taking
something.
it.
It's a sign. It's como
it's a sign.
Cinderella.
Right. Look at this. Look at
This
this.
one,
It's
really,
amazing.
you're the best model, honestly.
I know, right? My
Yeah.
hands are so pretty.
Yeah.
Right? נכון,
No, it's beautiful.
נכון.
Yeah.
I know.
No, really, she has the most beautiful hands.
Oh.
Do you want to be my hand model?
Yeah,
Okay, yada.
I'm in. No charge. I'm in.
Wow.
One second. So,
Um,
what is your? Can you tell us like how did it start and what's your like?
How did
dream?
it start?
I just
think
posted today
everything-
that whatever you desire, according to Kabbalah, you know Kabbalah.
Yeah.
Whatever you desire you back. You know, a lot of time we feel ashamed. Like, why do I want too much? Why do I dream too big?
I saw this.
But
Beautiful.
if you dream it, that's what it says. If you desired it, it means it's already inside you and it wants you back. And when you realize that, you all of a sudden go, oh, that's okay. If I want it, there's a reason. I don't want to be a doctor for a reason. It doesn't desire me back. But the things that I want, it's for a reason.
Right.
So I always say, I like to ask, what is your dream? Because it's also showing you, like, okay, I have it.
Like, where
in
am
me.
I going?
Yeah.
I think that in a way it started for me with my connection. Everything started, I kind of, as you talked about, rebirth.
Yeah.
So everything, for me, finding Hashem, it was a rebirth. And everything really started to kind of unfold for me there because I need this constant work with Hashem. And I realized that kind of later on in my life, to kind of like remove fears
You
of
had a lot of anxiety.
chatzitzot. I have anxiety.
Yeah.
I had anxieties and I had like klipot and chatzitzot, like barriers between what I wanted and the thought that I can achieve it. Like we had so many things in between, like where I am, myself, and the light. The light for me is like to be connected to the unlimited, to the, to the
Endless.
Ensof,
Yeah.
endless. And with it comes endless possibility. So I think that kind of like for me, it started when I reconnected to Hashem, starting slowly to put the pieces together with my
So you
father-in-law
started with
being.
the jewelry after? Yeah.
So it was like, kind of like all throughout. It's been a seven years process of kind of like reconnecting. And it, as I said, it didn't happen in one day. It's adding one thing at a time and not out of, by the way, any pressure. I
you
added
can't work
it
with
when I
pressure. I feel like
felt.
any business you open, when you pressure
No,
like to make
no,
the
I'm
money,
talking
it's not
now
gonna
about
work.
like a
My
like
tshuva.
like my
Oh,
tshuva.
yeah. Also with
It
that.
happens so organic. Like it
Right.
was, I would wake up in the morning or even in the middle of the night and, okay, now I need to do this. And now I need to do this. And sometimes I knew that I needed to do
Listen to
something, but
yourself,
I didn't know what. And then the business, like then the whole jewelry thing came up with my father-in-law being, in the jewelry business, in the diamond business forever. And we talked about it, right? He handed me over some loose diamonds. It was during COVID. I started putting like pieces together.
I love how so many people found their purpose in COVID. Like
In
COVID, was, like,
COVID,
something
for
that changed
sure.
So much in people.
And then people started
Yeah?
like, what? It's
Amazing.
Yeah.
You see, it's like
No,
no, freaking out about it, but then like it was a gift.
My social is we'll celebrate 2 years in May, and COVID was like what 5 years
Yeah.
ago.
Okay.
So only 2 years for my socials, but I did start to find my way back to myself during COVID. Somehow.
So how many years in social?
I was on Instagram for forever, but it
Oh.
was really nothing.
So when did it grow so much? Like
2
when,
years ago.
2 years
It's
ago it
2 years.
happened, right?
May.
You're just posting like funny videos and then like
First funny video 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, May 2 years ago. So
Well,
almost
it grew a lot.
almost
it's
2 years
amazing.
ago, Ken. It's like I told you, I never stopped looking for what it is. I knew it's something, and I could not put my finger on it for
Yeah.
13 freaking years.
Oh my God.
But I didn't stop searching. And then one day, I tell this story all the time. I feel like the story's like everywhere. One day, meditating, praying, shiur Torah, coaching, listening, reading books. So one day I was listening to a podcast by my friend's husband, Mivrit, in Israel. Eitan Azaria.
Oh, he's my friend.
Okay, as Liv.
No way, your friend
She's
was
my
there?
friend.
She's
Yeah.
amazing.
Okay.
Eitan
I don't
also.
know.
And
Eitan
Liv's
is
sister
amazing.
is
Okay.
like my sister, like my soul sister. Liv's sister, with her, I started going. She's the one who took me to my first Asherov class.
Eitan is very
Yeah,
spiritual.
so
Eitan
beautiful.
Eitan
So
is another
many years
example. He's not
before-
religious, but he's wow. He's like religious.
נכון, just like me.
Yeah,
משהו
it's
כזה.
amazing. I love
כאילו,
it.
הם
לפי
חילונים,
דעתי-
אבל הם דתיים.
לפי דעתי, we said it.
לא, לא,
Yes.
את לא
So I
מבינה.
was-
כאילו,
So that's why I
Wow.
love listening to Eitan, because it's like I
You connect
can so
him.
relate.
Yeah.
And so he was actually, I think he had someone on the pod that was kind of religious. But then I think an episode after that, I was listening, and it was Eitan by himself. He wasn't interviewing anybody, I think. And he said, so I was listening to it in the shower, and then I'm getting ready. And then all of a sudden he says, the people who would know how to take their biggest struggle and their biggest talent will and combine it
And
and
combine it.
make it a product.
Yes.
Those are the people who will be the most successful in the
Mhm,
next
mhm.
decade. Ani
Yes.
ratza. So I run to the other room. I take a pen and paper.
I was afraid she's gonna run now. I don't know how to feel.
I took a pen and paper.
She could now.
Wow, she could for
She
sure.
could like show us an example.
Yeah.
I take a pen and a paper because when it comes to studying, I'm a geek. So I write struggle and I write talent. So under talent, okay, I know what my talent is and what I want to do. Because all these years of not practicing, not being an actress, really not standing on any stage, how could I still call myself that? Because it's been like forever since
So, like,
you
you lost
last
it already.
did it.
Yeah.
But my soul was like, I was still, I still knew that's what I needed to do here. So
Right
I
after
write
you did-
under talent, I write acting. Under struggle, Baruch Hashem, באמת, Baruch Hashem. As I write it, and I'm like, how lucky are you? Baruch Hashem, באמת. I write my relocation.
Well,
As your biggest.
כן, Baruch Hashem, mamash.
Wow.
And then I draw 2 arrows from both and a square, because Eitan said they're supposed to connect somehow. And I'm like, big question mark, how does these two connect? Like, how do I make this connect? How do I make this work? And I leave the pen and paper on the table, and I go about my day. Comes night, I take my girls to gymnastics. It's 24 hours drive back and forth. I have maybe 6 girls in the back seat screaming Noah Kiril, unicorn. So you disconnect, you drive and you disconnect, right? You disconnect from the entire situation. You get home, you were like, how did I get here? You know that feeling? It's like a meditation. It's like a meditation.
Sure.
yeah.
You're
I
like,
feel it so
because you
much.
don't
Like
remember.
as moms, we
Yeah.
find our meditation everywhere.
Mamash.
So that's what it was. And all of a sudden, I wake up at one of the lights. I wake up and I'm like, it came to me while I was driving. The idea for the first reel,
Wow.
because it suddenly
These
all,
first
while
reels started
I was
having-
was driving,
Wow.
these 2 arrows of struggle and my talent connected from nowhere, and I said, okay, maybe I can act the struggle.
Right.
עכשיו את אומרת, it's so clear, how could you not connect the dots?
It's always like this.
How could you not connect the dots?
It's always like this. Once you connect it, you're saying, how did I not?
Okay.
I love
then the next morning I wake up, I open my Instagram and there was
also,
a
I feel like
video.
there's a lot of support on each other. Like you're really happy for her, she's really happy for you.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of support between you. It's very nice.
Yeah, because you know what? That's how it's the only way.
It's spiritual people. Spiritual people like to other people to be successful and to grow.
I'm also coming out with a jewelry line now, and people constantly ask us, "Are you okay?" Like, yeah.
We're also, first of all,
there's no competition.
There's no, 100%. It's like, no.
Each one has their unique.
We each bring exactly something so different.
And not only because we're close friends, and because, well, we're not doing the same thing because I'm not actually producing. Like my husband is a jeweler. It's only a small line, but like I don't have the knowledge that Tal has or the skills that Tal has in that department. But because we're close, we can benefit from each other 100%. In so many levels.
Right.
When you join forces.
I don't take it for granted. I feel like it's amazing. And I feel like only people that work on themselves can be in that level.
We're pretty awesome.
Yes, we're pretty awesome. You're connected to.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very nice to give you a compliment. It's very,
to that.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Because you know who you are. That's very nice.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's an example for so many people. You know, there's so much. I look at it, you know, people ask me, oh, she's your competition. I don't have competition.
There's no such a thing. There's room for everybody to grow.
Like, how can you compete with someone that's not you? You compete
with
yourself every day. That's it.
It goes against Chok HaShefa when you think
about
it.
For sure.
It goes against Chok HaShefa.
I like to teach people. Yeah, the opposite. I like to teach people. I like to get them in, like, go.
Yeah,
do it.
Of
like,
course.
The more
do whatever you want.
Wow. But isn't it so beautiful what you said about finding, like taking a challenge and make it into something so
by the way,
beautiful.
that's the main thing here that we all
for sure
that we took our struggle and pain and we turn it into light.
I think that for years I was like before I even did like health coaching, I was like in the fashion industry and I took some classes in Parsons. I was so like, I knew there was this, like, I know how to draw so well before even like I started doing, but I never admitted because it wasn't like my sister is an actress. So she took that like artist position in the family. So I never allowed myself to
the spot was
to be exactly. And then coming from this like mature place and with this connection to Hashem, I could reconnect to this like, you know, artistic side in me and make all these dreams finally just come out of me. And again,
you feel like that's your place.
You're
so relaxed now.
And it's like my daughter, Yuli, she tells me sometimes she's looking at herself. You know, she's a professional swimmer, competitive swimmer. Sometimes she looks at herself in the videos. And actually, Eden Golan said it on a panel yesterday as well, that sometimes you look at yourself in a video performing and you're like, who is this?
Is that me?
Is that me?
Yeah.
Eden Golan said it the same thing about the Eurovision.
Yeah.
That the struggle. She's like, how did I manage all the booing? And this is another thing here. Like, is this mine? Like, I wake up, like, really, even this Magen David, I woke up in the middle of the night, one night after October 7th, because I knew that I was going to make it a Magen David. Everybody made a Magen David, right? But I said, I'm not doing something that I'm going to make something different. And I woke up at 3 a.m. and I just saw it. And it took us another 3 months to nail it. So it's like...
It's also the connection.
So
you understand what you want. So then so I got that idea. And then the next, like, I knew the vibe of what the vibe of the first video needs to be. But it wasn't clear yet. And then I wake up in the morning, I open Instagram, and I saw this video, funny video of this guy talking on the phone. Don't remember exactly, but then I said, "Okay, I know what the first video was about."
Do you have like before you're posting something? Do you have like a little bit like nervous? They're gonna like it. They're gonna laugh. Do you have like this? Or you're very confident?
I remember you told me I do a reel and I don't look at it. I'm scared to look at my phone for a whole day.
Yeah. Now I have more confidence. But first, like the beginning, 10 or 20. While I was editing it, I said, "Oh, I like it," but at the same time, because I was editing and laughing myself.
Even
it made
posting
me-
a story
it
of
made
you
me
speaking
laugh.
is hard. So like posting something
No, but
that's like
posting and saying, okay, so this one will fail. Lo noa, it's okay. The last 4 was good. So this one will fail. So you fail sometime. Before I even post. And then I post and it's like at
viral.
and every time, the second before I post, I say, okay, so it's not good. No.
But it's
So you
I like
failed.
what you're
Even
sharing
on
here,
the
'cause
videos,
people-
you
yeah,
bring
it's
the
good.
obvious, and it's so funny sometimes. You know what I mean? Like when you do what you need to do,
Because she's very authentic. She's herself. That's why.
like
And
it's
also
just
the
so
small.
funny.
It's also the small details,
Right.
The tiny detail in the character that nails it. And the
Right.
reason that I know what the tiny detail is because
You
I
suffered from it.
experienced
Yes.
this
Exactly.
pain.
She's
Yes.
not trying to be someone else. She's
Yes.
like doing
Yes.
I
whatever she's
remember
experienced.
the nuances.
Guys, I
of-
feel like it's like been 2 hours.
It's been 2 hours?
It
I
should
know.
be
How
it's
long?
like 30 minutes,
Probably.
and you're dangerous for this because it could go hours and hours, and we're not
Nachon.
going to stop. So we need to
Every time I
Maybe
see you
you
is a
should do-
podcast.
I know,
maybe
but
Every
we're
time
continuing
I'm
now
with
to
you is a
eat, so we're gonna
podcast in
continue
and of
there.
itself.
So guys, I'm very proud of you because we didn't interrupt each other. Everyone had their like moments. No, we're very good.
It was very
girls
beautiful.
getting together on a podcast.
Light
3
connect.
girls. It's,
Yes, I know.
Well,
It's
you know,
impressive.
depends which girl.
Ah.
Oh yes, we are
And-
the.
But
Yeah,
you're
for sure.
awesome. You really are.
You're
All of us.
awesome.
You're
I know.
awesome.
I know.
Hiya,
All of
thank
us.
you for connecting
course.
us and
Yes,
doing this.
Thank
and
you for
pulling
coming.
it,
And I
Thank
feel
you
like
for
this is like
inviting
the
me.
first time, by the way, that I'm doing 3, and it's gonna
Voila.
boom.
Oh,
I feel like
really?
it's gonna
Oh,
be
wow.
amazing.
it's actually so fun.
'Cause everyone can relate to someone, and everyone
Nachon.
can take a sentence and like
Right.
really, get inspired. And
I feel like we didn't talk about you enough, Haya.
no, people know already.
Okay.
Like, it's like
People
I'm
know.
Yeah, I
tired of
felt like asking you a
I
lot
like
of questions
Nachon,
during, but then
there's
I
so
was
many
like, I will
questions.
probably ask questions about things that people already know. And I
Okay,
don't
should
wanna,
we talk it over dinner? Because we're going to eat now.
We're going
huh?
to dinner, right? But I feel like but I like to listen when I'm hosting people. I really enjoy listening.
You
I
are
learn
a
so
great
much.
listener in general as
I
a
am,
friend.
right?
Yeah.
That's my expertise.
You're
That's
very
why I deal with
interested.
people.
No, she's very interested, which is very nice.
and
Yeah.
beautiful.
Thank
and
you.
beautiful.
Thank you, my love.
Thank you, moment.
Yeah,
Hashem.
thank you.
Yeah,
It
let's
was
go.
a pleasure.